Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard. Thanks for joining me. Right, bit of a compilation, bit of all sorts in this one. Some really interesting stuff as well. The first one was a bit of a painful one. Bit of bleeding in this one as well, a bit of trauma. Not caused by me, I hasten to add. And the second one is, what is it? Found a loose grommet in a very young child's ear that had been there for a very long time. And the third one, bit of gooey peeling. So, bit of something for everybody in this one. So this one, it was a youngish lady, a proper compacted, proper chock-a-block. She had been oiling it extremely well. But the problem with this one, I'm not entirely sure what caused it. There was a little blood blister, like a hematoma, which is just a medical term for like a collection of blood under the skin. Small blood vessels burst. What's caused it, I don't know. Whether it was this thing brushing up against the canal as it came past. It's unlikely, I suspect. Excuse me. It was just at this point here that she said, ouch. You might hear it in the background. But more than likely, it would have been some skin that was still quite attached to the side of the canal wall, and you can see it, can't you, there? That little red area, you can tell it's new because it's bright red. Something's a bit older, it would be darker. But it's fresh trauma, that. Which is why I'm not going to spend too long mauling about inside this ear, especially not deep in it anyway. So I'm just going to tidy up a few little bits around the edges, and but I'm not going to entertain going anywhere near that trauma again. We don't want to cause any more. It's rare. It can be uncomfortable, earwax removal. But anyone who says it never hurts is not telling you the whole truth. It's very unlikely. Most of the time it only hurts when it's done wrong, when it's done badly. If somebody's jabbing the inside of your ear, which does happen all too often, unfortunately, from a lot of these practitioners who haven't been trained appropriately. Some of the times it hurts just because these things are bigger than the gap you're trying to get them out of, and it can be a little uncomfortable at times. It's rare. I never feel the need to. I am a nurse prescriber. I know a lot of you will already know this. So could prescribe something for pain during the procedure. But I'll be honest, I never feel the need to do that because you kind of don't know it's going to hurt until you've literally just done it. Now, plus the insurance premiums to prescribe stuff, it's absolutely extortionate, but don't get me started on that. So this was a young child. And I'm going to take the audio out of this particular procedure because she was quite upset, God bless her. She wasn't keen on me mauling about to get this out, but we had to get this out. You might have already seen a little white circle. Did a few somersaults, this thing, before we could get it out. And it's a grommet. It's a loose grommet in the ear. Now, if you've never seen, a lot of your regulars, I know you'll know what that is. But if anyone's watching this who hasn't seen grommets or understand what they are, I'll briefly tell you what they are. So a grommet is a tiny little tube, and I mean tiny. It's really small. A little tube that's inserted through the eardrum. And it's usually to correct an air pressure problem. If there's an imbalance in the air pressure in the outer ear to the middle ear is behind the eardrum. And a lot of children can get blockages in the tube that joins the nose to the middle ear, and that can cause a negative pressure. It fills up with fluid. You can call that glue ear. So more often than not, they put these tubes in, a ventilation tube. There it is, to release that pressure or make sure that fluid can drain out of the ear canal itself because it's not able to get down the eustachian tube. But this one, she'd had this surgery a number of years ago. It was at least 2 or 3 years ago that she had this surgery, so it fell out of the ear. And then, well, you can see the scar there, can't you? I'm not going to maul about with that bit of skin there. Yeah, the little scar, that's where they inserted that grommet. So it had worked its way out of the eardrum, as it's supposed to do. But it hadn't worked its way out of the ear canal. And I believe she'd been told that it had. So who was looking and what they were looking with, I have no idea. It's pretty obvious usually. But But hey ho, it's out now. That's the main thing. Right, last one, little peely one. Nothing particularly complicated about this. It's a chap who I see every 6 months or so. And his ear canal's never hugely blocked, but there's always a fair amount of this slimy loose skin, which you can tell it is in there to peel away. A few satisfying little peels in this one as well, some really good ones. Especially this one coming up when it comes away from the roof of the ear canal. It's really satisfying. Difficult, but it's nice when it all bunches around together and pulls it from the top there. There we go, look at that, nice one. Very similar in the other one. I didn't do dad joke of the day in the last couple of videos. I think I've got the books ready and I completely forgot. If you've never watched any of my videos before, you've just stumbled on one. You're wondering what's he talking about, what's he doing? Well, I decided every now and then, I'm not a comedian, I've never claimed to be. But we just I'm known for being, in our house anyway, telling some awful dad jokes, because that's my job as a dad of 3, to embarrass my children. That's kind of what we do. It's in the job description, so I thought I'll tell a couple on here too. See if you like them. You probably won't, but hey ho. What does a computerized frog say? Reboot, reboot, reboot. What do snowmen do in their spare time? They just chill. I decided to sell our vacuum cleaner. It was just gathering dust. These are terrible. Have you heard about the... I have told that one before. I'm going to need some new books. I thought culinary school was going to be difficult, but the final exam was a piece of cake. I finished my first week of excavation training. So far, I'm really digging it. Last one. Why did the stadium get so hot after the game? All the fans left. Terrible. Let's have one of them. There we go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, feel free to press that button that says subscribe or follow. I would really appreciate it. And if you want even more of this, and why wouldn't you, then you can consider becoming a member of the channel. And there's a button there that says join. That's if you watch it on YouTube. Anyway, for now, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Ta-da.